Looking for something to do over the weekend? The Singapore Biennale is happening now until the end of March.
UrbanWire is going. Do you want to go?
Hi, we're Paul, Wenchen and Sarah from the UrbanWire, and today we're here at our first stop of the Singapore Biennale, Singapore Art Museum. So this year's theme is on pure intentions, where art basically functions as a lens to view how Singapore's urban and social environment has evolved.
The Biennale has over 100 art installations across Singapore, from Orchard Road to Rail Corridor, where we can uncover the history, stories and layers that shape who we are.
Today, we're going to visit a few of them.
With a pure intention to look at cool art. Let's go!
Our first stop is the Singapore Art Museum at Tanjong Pagar Distripark, where the Biennale explores how history, technology and daily life all blur together.
Right as you enter, you see CAM's metabolic container, a giant stack of over 400 rail shipping boxes that travel weekly from Batam to Singapore. It looks like a colourful wall of parcels, but it's actually about trade, consumption, and how everyday goods move across borders.
And once you step into the foyer, things get a lot more alive. These swaying figures are Paul Chan's Kara on Shiya, which are 3 nylon sculptures powered by electric fans. They bend, twist, and fall all over the place, kind of like they're dancing, or struggling to stay upright. They're based on ancient ideas of spirit and the body, but updated to reflect how our identities constantly shift.
I'm Evan and I'm 37 years old. Decided to come here, live pretty close by. I was curious to see what kind of artworks we have over here. I think I went for one of the Biennales in Singapore a long time ago and I wanted to see what they have today. Quite thought-provoking. I think this collection this time around was touching upon themes of destruction, creation, colonialism, modernization. Quite interesting to think about that in the context of Singapore's development. Osprey, the lights and the smoke room, just sitting in there for a while and just taking it all in. I think it's generated by algorithms, the way the piece changes over time. Powerful sensory experience. Thought-provoking, that's 2 words.
Next, we're here at Lucky Plaza to see Asa Jockson's The Filipino Superwoman Home Karaoke Living Room.
This installation recreates a Filipino living room, a safe and joyful space built together with Filipino domestic workers. The videos you see are made by members of home, expressing resilience, feminine agency, and community through karaoke, a cultural staple.
It's personal, emotional, and honestly super fun. You can even sing if you want to. We're now at Far East Shopping Centre
to see Yuri Pedersen's entropy study.
Let's go!
These scale models were once used to sell real estate in China. Now they're leftovers of the ongoing property crisis.
The lights in the building actually flicker based on radiation detected in the room, so you're literally watching invisible forces being translated into light.
And on the other screen, clouds shift based on a quantum random number generator, linking divination, finance, and prediction.
It's eerie, beautiful, and strangely calming, like watching the future glitch.
My name is Vincent, I'm 37. Thought it was a very interesting concept to have artworks be dispersed around Singapore. I was also quite curious to see where these artworks were situated. So it's brought me to some really interesting locations, such as the former Raffles Girls' School. And then I went to Lucky Plaza, where I just was at, and then now Far East Shopping Centre. 2 shopping centres which I've never been to in my life until now. So thank you, SG Biennale. I really like the Filipino living room at Lucky Plaza. I thought that was such a real way to connect to people who are not from that diaspora, who live and work in Singapore. I was really affected by experiencing the artwork. Yeah, I recommend you guys to check it out. I think part of the experience of visiting these artworks in these older shopping malls, these older strata malls, is the entryway between the public space, which is the corridors, and then the actual store space, which has been leased by these artworks. I find the action of opening the doors or sliding the doors such an interesting way to remove yourself from one sort of public domain and then go into the actual art space. I think this is something you don't really get when you visit like an art museum, because the entire building is meant for art, so it's so seamless. This sort of disconnect for me was the most interesting thing. It's such a small but such a salient experience for me to step out of the public space and into the art. Yes, I would recommend checking out the Singapore Biennale to anybody who not just wants to experience some art, but also to see some of these places in Singapore which you may not have ever been to, and just really taking the whole vibe. Behind the camera now, you don't see it, but there are like maid employment agencies, travel agencies, salons that are mom and pop joined. I think that's very interesting to visit as well. Somehow this word came to mind, porous. It's a word that represents kind of in-betweenness of things, the porousness of things.
So we're here at Fort Canning for our very last stop of the day, and behind us, this tall and bright tower, is the art installation titled The Lightkeeper. Lightkeeper is not just an artwork, it's a GPS-enabled sound walk that guides you through 5 different points around the park. As you walk, the audio tells a story shaped by the artist's encounters with lighthouses, lighthouse keepers, and even cryptolinguists.
And this is the highlight, the Lightkeeper Lighthouse installation. At dusk, it comes alive with a programmed sequence of shimmering lights. Almost like a lightkeeper dreaming of a perfect illumination, the beam even rotates like a secret message written through the air. It's super cinematic.
And that's just a tiny slice of what the Singapore Biennale has to offer.
From museums to living rooms and even lighthouses, we ended up wandering through some unexpected places in Singapore. Some stops were loud and full of life, others were super quiet and reflective. But every place made us slow down and look at Singapore a little differently.
And honestly, hearing what visitors had to say about the Biennale made us appreciate it even more. Everyone connected with the artworks differently, but that's kind of the point.
There's so many installations scattered across the city, just waiting to be explored. With the Biennale running till March, there's plenty of time to explore.
UrbanWire went. Are you going?